Hello, my name is John and I'm a very lucky, very blessed Qhht practitioner, level 3 practitioner here on the beautiful Gold Coast. Absolutely stunning day here today. And I brought my little friend. I've got a bit of a guest appearance here, so say hello. Say hi, Benny. Now, I was really lucky because one of my clients very graciously agreed to share her session, and in her Qhht session, she was actually, it reminded me a lot of Avatar, but I'll just let you sort of just listen to it and just find out for yourself. We sort of went to a really fascinating life, and we got a lot of information on what they do there, their purpose for being there. But then it sort of carried on. I carried on the story, and it was really interesting because there was some darkness that happened, and it was really interesting to get first-hand perspective on her perspective of the Avatar going down and just doing what she does. So if you listen to it, feel free just to close your eyes and just sort of let your imagination just bring up the pictures, because she was really beautiful in describing exactly where she was, exactly what she was doing, exactly what everybody else was doing. So you can unlock, just by doing that, you can actually unlock a lot of soul memories yourself, and you can find a lot of answers yourself. So feel free to really listen to it and enjoy it. I apologize for the sound audio because I'm not sure what it's going to sound like. A lot of people go, oh, I can't quite hear it, or it glitches out somewhere. But honestly, I'm not a professional production person. I don't do this to share on the internet. I do this for the client, and the client graciously tells me that I'm allowed to share it on the internet. So, but hopefully it's going to sound pretty good. The bits that I've listened to sounds pretty good. So just enjoy it, and please feel free to comment if you have any comments on it. I'm happy to respond. If you're interested in doing a Qhht session, well, then feel free to jump on my website and contact me through that, or just send me a message, private message, look me up on Facebook. If you're interested in being a practitioner, this is the most fun job in the world. Can't believe that. We're so blessed because we get paid for this. If you're interested in being a practitioner, just jump on the website and use the code word BLESSED, and you'll get a discount on the price. So I hope you really enjoy it. Thanks. Say bye, Benny. Come on, we'll go for a walk.
It's absolutely gorgeous. You can hear the water falling, trickling. I'm swimming in the water.
Oh, you're in the water?
Yeah.
What's the water like?
The water's beautiful. And the sun's shining down on me and glistening my skin, and it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
There's this sandy beach that you can swim up to. There's all these falling vines when you look up, and you can see the sun.
Beautiful.
It's the warmth of the sun. I've got these little things around my ankles, and it's like anklet, like jewelry type of thing. And I'm wearing like things I've made.
Cool. Just describe those to me.
It's out of palm trees that I've woven together. And it creates a little dress. Can't wear much because it's very hot, and I've got no shoes on, just these anklets. They're like made of shells as well, things that I found. They're all hanging off me.
Oh, beautiful. Cool.
And my hair is really long, salty and sandy, like dark, curly, like almost wavy type of hair. I feel mature within my body. But still young. Yeah, middle. Yeah, I'd say about 20.
Beautiful, and it feels female?
Female, yes.
Nice.
And it's my place that I go to every day to offer. We make offerings and connect to the divine, connect to source.
Tell me more about that.
I lie in the water, floating on my back. And the sun comes down and I connect with the sun. And I can connect with the divine through the sun. It's the way I offer.
What do you offer?
Offer my love and the connection. I tune in and I bring knowledge to my village when I go back to my village.
What do you get when you tune in?
Knowledge about the plants, the island that we're on. Medicine, it's like a medicine, a sun medicine. How important it is to gaze in the sun, how it activates our DNA.
I see. And this is the place where you do the offering?
Yes.
And do it every day?
Yes. It's a water hole.
Is it just you that?
It's just me.
Does it?
Yes. That's my job. And I take back the knowledge that the sun wants to give me that day, and I take it back to the village
So
and impart that
it's a daily
knowledge.
practice.
Yes, yes. We all have different missions that we do on this island that anchors in the knowledge.
Beautiful. And does it feel like you need to do that for very long?
No. No. You could spend about 15 minutes there. And it's mainly in mid-morning. It's when you get the best connection as it comes through the hole.
Ah, I see.
Yes. It's like a little portal. And once that sun comes through, it connects to the heart. And it gives me the messages that I need to take back. And then I swim back to the shore. And I am still, and I walk out and I connect. And I just shake myself off, shake my hair. My hair's just shaking, all this sand's coming out of it. And I just walk back through the forest, barefoot. And there's like a little path that I can take that takes me back to the village. And the village is under this huge, huge tree. We're protected. It's like we've made our own hut. Oh, it's where we live. And it's connected to the tree, and it's where we gather. We live in the trees as well.
Wow, cool. So the tree's the main shelter?
The tree's the shelter, yes, yes. We make everything from our surroundings, from nature, everything that Source has given us. We don't need the shelter. Nothing can harm us there. We are so connected. The tree brings us protection.
Beautiful. Is there many in the village?
There's lots of, there's about 50 of us. It's a smaller village. We are connected to another island, but we don't connect much. We all have our mission. It's like an unspoken. We don't speak about it. We just do. And we just know. We connect forehead to forehead to transfer the information.
Wow.
And transfer the feeling.
And what's the purpose of doing that?
It connects us with the knowledge. We can transform the knowledge through the connection with our third eye. So it's telepathic. Mm-hmm. There's no need to talk. It's all about feeling. Our chakras are all activated. There's no shoes that we wear. They're doing a ceremony around the tree, and it's a dance, and it feels so good. And they're making music from sticks that we've gathered.
Ooh.
And that brings in the ancestors through the tree. And it's the main tree for that island that anchors in there. So we bring back all the knowledge that we can gather from that island to the tree and anchor it in through dance. And sound with the sticks. There's drums that they've made.
And what are they celebrating?
It feels like a ceremony that we do regularly. It's under the full moon. It's of every full moon. The light, they're anchoring the light through the moon, and that activates the roots of all living things there, and that's actually what makes them come alive. It's the connection to it all. But it's stronger if we do it under the full moon. The full moon's necessary to get the connection to everything. And so connecting to the sun that day enhanced this one ceremony, and the trees started to glow. Then we're all touching. After we dance and do the ceremony, we all go up and put our hands on it and our head, where our third eye is, and we connect. There's still space in between us. That's how big the root of this tree is. It is massive. It's absolutely massive. And you look up, and we've got children up there as well. They're in like little slings, and they're getting activated to this. That's why we were doing it. These children were born. They were little babies that were born. And it's an initiation. Once you're born onto this island, you get activated by the tree to connect to source. Because as the tree grows, it connects to the divine, and then we anchor it in. Through the ceremony that we do. There's no fire. It's just the moonlight that's coming in and glistening, activating this tree and making it glow and pulsate.
When you connect to the tree there, and you said that you put your third eye on it, what's that like?
Oh, it feels amazing. You can see the whole connection, the whole reason why we're doing this. It brings you connected to source. I don't feel like I'm on this earth. It's on another planet. But this sends out into the cosmos, out into the universe, and connects and activates other planets, other life forms. That's why they do it.
I see. So that's the bigger picture to it?
Yes, yes. Like this island is suspended and it's got all these vines hanging off the bottom of it. It's actually not connected to an earth.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other ones around that do similar things, and we can fly in between them. I don't fly off though. There's other people flying off and connect to the other islands. It's like we just know why we have to do it. It's a knowing, it's a deeper, we're a part of the bigger picture of the anchoring in the light, which actually just gets sent off. It's the center. It's the center of creation. Like everything stems from there.
Tell me more about that.
It's the tree. The tree's the connection to the source, which it comes through that tree, and then the roots underneath the island are connecting to everything else out in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And there's threads of like these vines that are connecting to all planets, all different. And it travels down those roots because it's the root system of that massive giant tree.
And tell me, how does it feel for you being there and playing that role?
Empowering, but just a knowing, very humble. I just know that you just know. You know you've got to... We don't feel too much, we just do. We just know what we have to do, you just do it. And you connect, and you are connected to the bigger picture. You know that what you're doing has an effect on everything that's out there. And so our ceremony is connected into honouring the source as it comes through us. And we know that it connects to other planets and allows that to come into creation. We just know we have to do it. We know no different. We just do.
And tell me, you said that there was babies up in the tree. Tell me about them.
It's like being cradled by the tree trunks. The way the tree has grown has created little cradles in them, and they're just in the cradle. That's how they get connected. I'm just climbing up the tree at the moment. One of those is my child. It gets its connection to who it truly is, so we don't imprint too much on it and take it away from its true path. We allow it to be. We allow these children to just be who they have come to be. So they stay up there for 2 years and get their connection to the tree, get their connection to source, and then by 2 they can come climbing down. That's when they start to climb and investigate the tree and come out, and oh, it feels so amazing.
Go and explore.
You go and explore. And we're just there knowing there's no ego. There's no ego there. You don't have to nurture. They are nurtured by the way they were created. So I have a partner there. I have many. There's many connections there. You're connected on such a deeper soul level that when a creation needs to come in, you connect and you know who you need to connect with. There's no marriage. There's no he's mine, I'm yours. It's none of that. It's so purely what Source needs to create, we create, and we know we are driven by intention. We go up and climb with the children, which they copy. We don't speak. There's no speaking. They follow who they're drawn to follow. My child isn't following me. Other children are following me. My child's following another elder. Because she has things to learn through that elder, not me.
I see.
And I'm teaching other children their gifts, their ability, what they're drawn to. Sun gazing, and it's sun gazing. The connection to Source that gives them the connection to who they're meant to be, and bring and anchor in. It's a continuation of anchoring in this pure divine light around this tree that keeps everything in motion.
Beautiful. And what's your daughter learning with the other elder?
The moon cycles. But I can't teach her that. This other elder can teach her that.
Yeah, that's their thing.
That they're with the moon and I'm with the sun.
The sun,
yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And we all have different gifts and abilities.
It sounds like the child sort of knows what to do and just does it naturally, just is not told what to do or anything like that.
No, you're not told. There's no... I went around and connected to the third eye, to all the children up there. There was me and another elder that done that. At this point, we just knew to climb. We knew to climb, and we're climbing like monkeys. And we're teaching them how to climb because they just start leaving their little cradle, and that's when we know it's time. We read the signs. We read the signs in nature tells us so much more than we could possibly ever communicate. It's the knowing. It's feeling you're a part of this ecosystem that you have created. And you're one with that. But we don't eat. There's no nourishment going to these children. It's the sun and the moon, and I didn't have to feed this child as we would normally feed children. That's why they can stay in the cradle for up till they're 2. They get all their nourishment from the tree.
It's a different kind of feeding.
It's an energetic exchange through that tree, and the more we do the ceremony feeds the children. So every full moon we do that ceremony which feeds the children, and I bring back every day with the sun nutrients to feed those children as well as I connect back to the tree.
Beautiful. And who taught you what you know?
The tree.
The tree.
We all got taught from the tree.
I see.
because it's connected to divine. It's connected to the source of all creation. We get all our knowledge, everything from the tree.
Mm-hmm. So now you're passing on your knowledge to the ones that came to you.
Yes. It's a cycle. It's just a continuation. It's a cycle. And when one dies, there is no sadness, there is no sorrow. It just goes back. It just is, because that's the purity of being born. As well, you go back into the earth because you've come from the earth, because you've come from the tree, because the tree has guided you to create life. So when we leave, we go back into the tree and we impart our knowledge back to the tribe that's there.
I see. So is that like the cycle?
The cycle, yes.
Beautiful.
And now I'm bringing them toward, they're about 5, and I'm bringing them down the path back to my waterhole. I've got 2, a boy and a girl, and they're learning how to sun gaze every day. So I take them there for 2 weeks every day to teach them. We don't talk, they just follow. And they decided to come along. And they just come with me. Because I was coming to the end of my cycle. And they were the new to start. To bring in, take over my role. So then I was going to step into a different role.
Okay. Well, let's do that then. Let's see what happens there. Let's move to an important day and see what happens in that life there.
So I'm now an elder, and I'm anchoring in everything. So they sit around there constantly every day, and they're in constant meditation. And I've got this big headdress on now. It's massive. It's a massive headpiece. I've got anklets up to nearly my knee, and I've got these bracelets all the way up to my elbows as well. The headdress is massive, it's huge, and it's dried palm leaves, again woven with sticks that are holding it in its place, with flowers all around my head. And I'm sitting there, and I sit there constantly, and they change. So every day they will change the flowers, and I'm just anchoring in right at the base of the tree. So I've moved from sun gazing
and the waterhole.
Yeah, and the waterhole to now just being, because I will be passing soon. I will be transitioning back into the tree. So the ceremonies are to bring that energy, enhance that energy, so when your times come, you're safe to just basically be one, and you just melt back into the tree.
Let's do that then. Let's fast forward time a little bit and let's see what happens with you there.
So I just melted into the tree and I was gone. And now I'm a part of the tree, and I got sent. I'm going straight up. And I'm travelling through the trunk of the tree, and I'm travelling up to a branch, and I'm following that branch all the way up. And I become the leaves, which aren't leaves that we've known, they're flowers, but they don't drop off. It's the wisdom that's they're like iridescently just hanging there. Like this beautiful bell-like shape with these little tentacles all the way off it, and it's got this little seed pod in the middle of it, and it's just iridescent, and they're all around it. But they're the people that have actually, that's the energy of the souls that have created this tree, that are connected to the divine. Wow. It feels so good to be this flower, to be back with Source, just connected to everything, the infinite knowing. And the tree glows when that happens. It starts glowing and pulsating. That energy just keeps traveling like lava traveling down a volcano, but it's traveling down the roots, and it's just illuminating the crevices in it, that is just making it pulsate, that it goes to these babies, it goes, and that connects to, it sends the information to the tribe that are connecting to it. As they connect with their third eye, it gives them the reason why they're there, it gives them the purpose. It gives them the all-knowing.
And when you were in the body, what do you feel like the purpose was for you there?
My purpose was to understand divine love, order, the circle of life, the circle of why we're here, why you get created, the purpose of not speaking and knowing. I was there to learn.
I was there to learn.
There to learn, yes. It was a higher connection to Source there, so you could learn so much more.
What do you feel like the lesson was? There was a lesson to be learned.
Love, unconditional love. Accepting the natural cycles of life. Everything was a part of everything. Everything was connected. And it was appreciating the beauty. The love that that place had.
Mm.
The connection you had was on such a deeper level. To anchor it in now. I was shown that to anchor, to help me in this lifetime. Anchor the love and the beauty, help people see all the pain. Because there's no pain there.
There's no even talking or anything.
There was no talking. There was no eating. You didn't eat. You just were. You didn't question. You were allowed to be and connected to everything that was around you. The tiny grain of sand, the had its purpose. Everything we honoured, little shells on the beach.
They're all playing, they were all...
Yes. And we knew why. We didn't have to ask. We knew why they were there. To evolve humanity.
In what way?
Through the beauty. As it was sending out tiny threads of vibrations. And something happened to sever that. It was cut. Those connections were cut. And we didn't lose our connection, but other planets lost that connection to us.
I see.
But we knew that. And there was nothing we could do. We just had to keep being and know that we were still connected to other planets, but the ones that were severed, the cords were severed, like vines. They're like vines, so they're like veins that connect different planets together energetically. The ones that were severed were taken over by the dark.
So what happened to sever them?
We knew it was coming. There was nothing we could do. It was a force that was so lower than our vibration that we were aware of it. It was all happening the way it was meant to happen. It was no one's fault. It was no one's. Divine had planned it this way. The source had planned it this way.
Why? What's the bigger picture to it?
To learn. It created duality on certain planets that they needed to have. It was no one's fault. It was no one's... Like Source is saying, that tree, it was... everything happens in divine order. So that sever, we knew that was happening. We knew that was going to come as well. We knew before it happened. But we didn't let it change our vibration.
Just accepted it and keep going, sort of thing?
Yes. You kept your vibration as high as you could keep it. It didn't affect our realm. But we knew that there was going to be a lot of heartache and a lot of pain that people needed to feel. It's to learn. And that's why Earth has the duality of the good, the light and the darkness. And people seem to think that it's good and bad. It's not. It just is. It's light and it's dark. Earth was connected, but it was severed. That tie was...
It was one of the ones that got severed?
Yep.
So what did Earth want to learn from that then? What did Source want Earth to learn to go through that? They wanted them to learn unconditional love. Is that Earth or the ones on it?
The Earth and the ones on it. Remember their connection. They wanted them to, so Source wanted them to remember who they are. And they will remember. It's a process that Earth has to go through to get there. But people tend to generally focus on, people of Earth will focus on the pain and not see the beauty, instead of just being. So there's a lot of pain on Earth at the moment. And it's been there for millions of years. It keeps taking me back further than that. Like, a million just doesn't give it justice. It's further than that. This takes it back to the creation.
Did it change once that cord was severed?
It was the creation of Earth. So that cord had, once it was severed, it created this duality here. And it has to stand by itself. It has to anchor in and get that connection back to source, know truly who they truly are. And it's, because I'm just floating, I'm on this being, I can't even describe what it would be, that come from my island. I'm trying to go around Earth, that they don't want me to land on it. I can't land on it.
Okay. I'm just watching.
I'm just watching, and I'm feeling. But they have to go through this. There's anchor points all over Earth where there's this beams, columns of blue light. They're nearly there. It's like they're bringing that connection back, and then they'll get connected to source and be able to anchor it back in.
And they're on special points of the Earth?
Yes. 6 special points on Earth. Where this blue light is being anchored, and it's getting taller and taller, and it's as these beams of white light keep coming on as I'm flying around Earth. It's like they're becoming activated. Certain souls are becoming activated, which is raising the frequency. Because there's this big dark cloud around the planet Earth. Massive. But this light is shining through it and trying to dissipate it. It's like it's in a big battle, massive battle at the moment. Because where it's heading, that's why it was severed. Because where Earth is heading, it's heading back to source, which is going to bring its connection with these blue beams. It's getting connected again. It's so close that is going to shift a lot of the darkness that's got its tentacles all over it. But it's meant to be that way.
And what's going to happen after, like?
It's going to be beautiful. It is beautiful. They will see the beauty in it. It'll start to, once people start remembering who and truly what they are, divine connections to source, it'll create new realities, which will create a new earth for these people to envision. Things will start to physically change in their reality. They will start to see the beauty. They will start to connect to nature, which they haven't. They haven't been taught. They will start to learn who and what they are and how powerful they are in creating the world in which they wish to see.
And is that happening for some now?
Yes, it is. People are already doing that.
What about the others? Is it going to take a long time for...
Some aren't meant to. There's a lot of pain. But a lot of people that aren't meant to, they're here to teach other people. This is where they're getting so confused. So confused. The ones that have, they're still shining a light. They're still doing what they're meant to be doing. But it's a control that's over them, which takes me to a more of an artificial. And then there's all these different spaceships, crafts that are in the atmosphere of Earth that are trying to control, and the people that are awake, they're trying to infiltrate and only have them focus. There's so much control, Yet I feel if they just let it be and appreciate everything that they've been through, there is no good or bad. It just is.
So what are the roles of the ones in the spacecrafts? What's their role to play?
To not have people come on into their light, not have them connect. It's manipulation, but they're doing a mission. Okay, I'm going out to the crafts. They're massive crafts. They are very solid. Pointy ships. They've been given orders to, it's what they're meant to be doing. It's like what we were doing on the island of Source. They're doing what they're meant to be doing. They're meant to be blanketing the earth at the moment. They've been taught and trained for many lifetimes for this. There is no good or bad. As I'm flying around, there is no good or bad. It keeps coming into there's no good or bad. It just is. There's lower and higher frequencies. They're of a lower frequency, and they're trying to keep Earth in this lower frequency, which allows no light to be anchored and then shining out from the earth, which actually creates more Earths and stars, more universes. I'm trying to control that one universe because it's on a certain trajectory. And they're trying to, they won't be able to, because the Earth, Mother, Gaia, is actually vibrating and pulsating at the same beat as Source. So that's helping the souls switch on.
So it's coming from the inside as well?
Inside, yes. Yes, there's massive veins, those blue anchors, 6 blue anchors of light, they're pillars of light that are going into the earth. That's actually healing everything, and it's going through the earth like veins, like through the veins of a human with the blood, but it's actually going through the earth and pulsating it to the point where that's actually holding off the crafts. So it's a big battle at the moment, a big battle. These crafts are really trying everything they can to keep it at a lower vibration. They're not bad though.
No.
They're doing what they're meant to be doing.
They're just playing their role, sort of thing.
Yes, yes, yes.
So what's the bigger picture to them playing their role?
They're trying to take over. They want the energy. It's like tentacles are coming down. They're trying to stop this from happening, because if this happens, you won't have such a duality. They like the fact that people think it's good and bad. They love that. They get off on that, because the more people that their consciousness is thinking like that, it keeps them in a lower vibration, which allows them to get that energy. Because the more you're in a lower vibration, the more they can cipher, which feeds them and gives them fuel in their crafts, because it's like little tentacles that are coming from all these crafts on down to earth, and they're anchoring them in to different cities, to different countries, using ley lines. And there's certain structures on that planet that they're anchoring in those tentacles to allow to stop the expansion of Earth, to try and bring it to a halt. And it's not happening, and they're getting very frustrated with it. They're getting very frustrated with it, because more white light is coming on. Seeing these beams of white light all over the planet. And the more of them that come on, which is more souls activating to who they truly are and connecting their connection back to source, it's frustrating them. I'm flying around the crafts. It's like I'm on a creature that I'm connected to. I'm fully, it's through something in my hair that there's it comes out of the back of my head, and it's an extension of me. And that's my connection to this creature that helps me. I use my consciousness to fly it. And I'm going around and I'm cutting these cords. But as I cut the cords, they just keep tethering back up, because they're meant to be there. And so now I'm just sitting and watching.
Just observing?
Yes. Okay, so now I'm off again. So I've gotten one of my vines from the island, and I'm pulling it down in between these two crafts. They know exactly what I'm doing, and they can't stop me. But
just you can't stop them.
Yes. And it's fun, actually. It's really fun. And I'm anchoring that so it's not severed anymore. I just put it into a column of blue light. So that's where the connections, it's where the vines were actually connected to source. And they're like columns of blue light, and I've just attached one to it, which is basically making Earth just pulsate.
Yeah.
It's going, travelling through all the ley lines, activating everything, and they're not happy.
Like a booster sort of thing?
Yes, yes. And then I go off and get another one. And I'm putting it in, and I've put it in all 6 of them where they should originally have been, which makes Earth just pulsate. And it's like they're getting attacked, which it's sort of starting to. That's what that's what's dissolving any cords that have been attached. They're still there, but they're not actually, the tentacles aren't anchored anymore to earth from those crafts. They're not actually anchored. They're starting to dissolve because those 6 blue pillars of light have now been activated.
It almost sounds like the energy is too much for them, sort of thing.
It takes the vibration too high. And that disturbs them because they're of such a lower vibration that it distorts them. It's like a radio. They had tuned the planet to a certain frequency, and changing that frequency distorts the old radio station that they were tuned into. And their crafts are starting to blow up and just glitch and spark as well. It's sparking them. They're like glitching out. And they've all decided just to raise up a little bit where they don't feel like they're in that frequency anymore. But there's still connections. There's still connections. But it's helped having it connected back to source. It doesn't change what people need to go through. It's the earthlings, I'm being told in my mind, the earthlings have to go through what their soul has contracted to go through. And that was the only thing I could do, because you can't interfere with free will. Yet they're interfering with the free will. But they'll deal with that. That's there. And it's like, I'm not concerned by that.
You can only do what you can do, sort of thing.
Yes. It's going to be a lot more pain and devastation on earth. But it's allowing them to learn there is no good or bad. There's no bad experiences and there's no good experiences. They're just all meant to be. And if they can shift their perception to see it that way, then a lot of their pain will be relieved. They'll be relieved of a lot of pain from this planet. But it's a learning experience, this. People have chose to come here to Earth to learn. And if you've come to learn on planet Earth, you're learning the duality of the different vibrations. Because when you're up with Source, you just know. You just know. And if you stay there, you won't grow. You can't learn as a soul to experience everything there truly is to experience, and allow your soul to evolve further to where Source wants you to evolve, because it's very limiting on Earth. Because the beings come into and they forget where they've come from. They forget their connection to Source. They have to learn of not seeing things for good or bad. There is no good or bad. They grow the lessons we're meant to learn on earth, is to grow.
And
from each experience. Don't hold on to it. There's a bigger picture to it all, and everyone on earth now is a part of the bigger picture. And they have the opportunity to see that potential within themselves. I feel like I'm being brought back to earth. And now I'm just flying around in the universe, in our atmosphere. All the pain, all the hurt, all the love and all the joy. And the pyramids. I'm flying around the pyramids. Oh, they just make you feel so good. It reminds me of the feeling with Source on the island.
Why does it remind you of that?
Because it's connected to Source. It's one of the blue pillars. It's one of the connections.
It's going down there?
Yes. And it goes all the way through into the earth. And now I'm in the pyramid. I've got this really heavy headpiece. Oh, it's really heavy. My head, very heavy. Everything I'm wearing is heavy. I'm in the pyramid. And I'm there with 2 other people. I feel like I'm an Egyptian. And we're looking at the stars. And there's certain points in the pyramids where you can see it activates certain tombs at different times, but the star light comes in and it's on this big gold, shining gold with all these jewels in the middle of it, and it activates the jewels. And then certain rooms open up in the tomb that I'm in with these 2 other people.
Tell me about the other people, man.
They look really funny. One's got like a dog as a head and human body. The other one's got a really big head. Really big head. Very big. Very big. Very tall. Black straight hair. Black straight hair. And they've got, it looks like stones on them. And as I look down, I feel like I've got the same stones on me. It just feels very heavy what I'm wearing. It's so uncomfortable. Not very comfortable at all. I've got no shoes on. They've got no shoes on. We're doing a ceremony. And the stars align at a certain point. It activates these pyramids. There's a gold top on all the pyramids, and it activates the gold top on them. And the energy sources that actually generate energy throughout the pyramids, which anchor in certain light codes. It's how they Sirius. It's how they connect to Sirius.
Mm-hmm.
And it's how they connect to their ancestors. Any messages that come through get relayed through the tablet, and so it was a tablet that's being activated. As this star system shines its light and activates the jewels, there's a red, it's a ruby and an emerald, a sapphire, and it's a gold tablet. And once that gets activated, it brings in the light codes and actually brings the pyramid to life.
Does this happen very often?
No. It's only with a certain alignment. Every 10,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's a planetary alignment.
Mm-hmm.
We actually just had one in 2020. But the tablet's not in there. It's been stolen. It still activates it, but not to the extent that it could be. Because I was there, it happened 10,000 years ago.
Let's go back there and see what happened there.
It activated it. And it was, so they originally had gold tops on top of them. There was solid gold tops on the pyramids. They were stolen. There's this big battle going on. We got stuck in there.
The three of you?
The three of us got stuck in there. So they used to bring knowledge through the star systems and through the planetary alignments. We could then telepathically communicate with the tribe. And we were protectors of the tombs of our ancestors. It used to bring their energy to life when this happened. It's not happening because the gold tops have been stolen.
Yeah.
And the tablet's gone. The tablet's been stolen as well. A lot of jewels and a lot of treasures have been stolen from those pyramids. They stole the essence. And this, the one with the, it's like he had hair, straight hair down, he was big.
The big one?
I can't pronounce his name. I can't pronounce his name.
Can you spell it?
Qht. ARIN.
Oh.
But he was my husband. And the other one was our son. So we were a family in there. And that was our pyramid. Our ancestors were buried in the tombs, and we knew what to do. It's the same, we just knew, we knew what to do. We knew the connection with our star family. The planetary alignments were so aware. Those tombs were built and the pyramids were built by that connection to source, to those star families. they come and assisted to build those pyramids, and then it was stolen. That knowledge was stolen. And I just feel trapped. I was trapped in there. But it was okay. We weren't in any pain. We just knew what was happening, and we died in there.
I see. What happened after that then?
Our souls were taken. We went back to our star system.
What was that like? Tell me about that.
Oh, that was amazing. That was like going home. We were going home, but that's what we were trying to... We'd done our mission. We'd completed everything that we could have. And what had happened had to happen. It was this... They stole the knowledge.
Why did they do that?
They didn't want the people of Earth to know their connection.
I see. Who stole them?
A lower vibration of Earth.
Was there anything that you could do to...
No, there's nothing you could do to stop it. It was all planned. It was pre-planned.
Okay. So what was your mission down there?
My mission was to have a family, to honour our star system, to create the pyramids, the one we built. We'd created it, we'd built it, and we'd completed our mission. We were aligned with our star system, which brought the energy in to allow them to be honoured, to allow us to be one with who and what we come from. I was very highly regarded, but you always saw yourself as one. It was very hierarchy in Egypt at that time. But there was a lot of infiltration coming through as well from other star systems that wanted to bring it off track. We've done everything we could. We're still very proud that it's still here today.
Beautiful. And let's see what you did when we went back home.
We were honoured. We were welcomed. We were very happy to be home. It was like a big gathering, big celebration. It's like our mission had been completed. We wanted to do it. We wanted to have done more. We had done so much. We had the choice to come back. And we did. As you go through a certain soul stage, you're like in a holding space when you go back. And you get to go back through your life. And then you get to make the decision on whether you want to come back or not. But it evolved my soul that far that I wanted to come back again. Because I was so proud of how far I'd come. And I thought it was easy. Okay, that's all I had to do. Well, then I can do this again. And I lined up and I signed myself up for the next one. And then I'm in this round room. It's round. It's like a room. And there's all books on the shelves, like so tall. And I'm walking through and I'm feeling like this little ant in this room. And there's desks there with like green little lights that you have your own little desk, and there are people sitting there, beings sitting, all different types of beings as well. And there's just walls and walls and walls of books. Akashic, where you then get to work out your next life. What did you want to learn? You had the option to learn all the stuff in the books. It's exciting, and I didn't know where to start. No, what about
all that knowledge?
I'm like, oh my God. You had the option to learn so much and go back over. Mainly learn. What did you want to learn? That's what that space was for. What did you want to learn? And that's, you sat down at your desk. You didn't stop walking till you know that you were at your desk. There was one desk out of all these desks that didn't have someone sitting in it, and that was my desk. And I turned on my green light and I grabbed my book, and it was all in front of me, all the way up the wall was all my lives. So there were different books, and I could choose one. And I opened it, and there was nothing in it. And then I was told I can write whatever. I could create the life, whatever I wanted to create, whatever
my own story.
I could write my own story. And I jumped into the book. I basically jumped in it. And I'm in a womb now, like stuck. Like what is this? What is this? Like I'm stuck now. Like what? Okay, what am I doing here? This is cold. It was a bit cold, but now it's getting warm. And I'm pushing and I can't go anywhere. I'm like kicking and I can't really stretch out my legs. And then all of a sudden it's like this bright light comes on, and you've got to go down. You're drawn, and I'm being born. I'm like a little baby in the womb, and I'm following the light. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm following it, and I'm coming out, and I'm going, no, I don't want it. No, not this again. And then I got out, and I'm stuck. This wasn't what was meant to happen, and I ended up coming out. So I think I'd come out of the waters, and now I can move, now I can stretch. And I felt neutral. I didn't feel excited, I didn't feel...
Just neutral?
Just neutral.
What was the point of being born in the waters?
A certain experience. She had to experience that.
Why?
It shielded her.
What do you mean by that?
It shielded her from the pain of the birth canal. Otherwise she could have got stuck and she wouldn't have lived.
Oh, I see.
I had to come through that way.
Okay. Does it have any significance in her life now?
Yes.
In what way?
She's got a big mission to do.
What's her mission?
To teach.
Teach what?
Teach people unconditional love. How to love themselves through joy laughter, joy and laughter. That birth would have been very, very painful for her, and she wouldn't have survived it.
Yeah.
But she sees the beauty in it. It's allowing her to see the beauty in the way she was born, so uniquely.
Yeah.
And teach how painful it is for a child to be born out of it. It's a severing of a cord. She was created out of love. A lot of what she's been told is people's perception, and it's not her reality.
Why did she choose to come here and have this experience now?
She's got a lot to teach through all the lifetimes. Of being so free and being so connected to Source. Her job's to anchor that light in and teach people about that. She's here to transmute the dark into the light. She's done a lot of that already. She's carrying it as a badge of honour. And that's what we always wanted. To know that it was never done to her. This is all designed by her.
It sounds like she had free will to write whatever script she wanted to.
She did. And she wrote a big mission in this one. She's accumulated a lot. She's a very overachiever. But she's nearly completed it. She's transmuted so much darkness in her life into light. She saw the beauty of it.
She's done very well, hasn't she?
Yes, we're very proud of her. She needs to be proud of herself. She finds that hard.
It sounds to me like when you showed her the Akashic record, she had lots of experiences there.
She's had many. She's had many. And she's very tapped into the Akashic records. She can go there anytime and review any life when she wishes. She's just got to choose to.
Can I ask, why did you show her that life with the tree when she was really connected?
Because she needed to see how connected she is to Source. She's anchoring in that light now to Earth. She's using that knowledge now at this stage of her life. She can do great things with that knowledge.
Is there anything else that you feel is important about that life or that experience that you want her to know?
Just ground that energy in. She is a source of light. She needs to ground that light in, which is going to build her trust within herself. She's very connected to trees.
This will explain why.
She loves trees.
That tree was a very special tree though.
She was a part of that tree. She was a part of that tree.
Totally, yeah.
That's what Earth's connected to, the tree energy. It's through all the trees on Earth, their connection to Source. It's why they sever all the forests. They try and destroy them. It's trying to destroy the connection to Source.
And can you tell me, why did you show her that life in Egypt there?
because she was a priestess in Egypt and she was doing the same thing. We needed her to see how connected she is to the planets, to the stars, to the moon, to the cycles. She's very affected by the cycles. She's cleared a lot through the cycles of the moon. She does her rituals in the moon, and we're very proud of that. We're very proud of her work that she's doing on herself. And that's where it comes from.
So, is there anything else that you feel is important that you want to tell her about that existence there?
She was very honoured there. A lot of people worshipped her. We need her to feel how confident she could be. That lifetime she didn't doubt. She did not doubt who she was. We need her to stop doubting who she is.
Where does that come from, that doubt?
Her father. She's starting to learn that though. She knows where a lot of her doubt comes from.
Why did she choose her father then?
To teach him to love. She had to come through that way because of her mother. She's here to help her mother and father.
What is she here to teach them?
Love. How to love themselves. They blame everyone. It's everyone else's fault. They've blamed her. She's had a lot of blame put on her in this lifetime. We don't want her to hold that. She chose them. She's doing an amazing job with them as their daughter. And she just needs to keep shining and being who she is. Shining her light.
Totally. So what does she have to do to help people?
Be herself. She was showing her what she needs to do. Trust herself. Build that confidence within herself. Nurture her inner child. Play, which she's starting to do more. She's got to enjoy life. She's starting to. Things have happened in her life in the last few months that are leading her towards that. She needs to trust. Trust in that process, that her life is going to be transformed. A year from now, she will not recognise herself. She just needs to trust that we're guiding her. Follow the synchronicities as she is, and teaching her partner along the way and her son. She's going to be very honoured in this lifetime. There's going to be a lot of people that look up to her. But she can't doubt herself. And she's getting there. She's just got to keep doing and having faith. Keep doing what she's doing.
Do you feel like she's on the right path?
Definitely.
What happened to shift for the major shift a couple of months ago? What happened there?
She planned that. She
Why
wrote that in.
though?
It's transforming her and her relationship. Her relationship is very connected to many lifetimes. They had to experience that to stop the codependency upon each other. She's teaching him how to love himself. She's teaching him acceptance of himself and she doesn't even realise it.
She's just doing it organically.
Yes, she's doing what comes naturally, and that's why she had the dream. That's why she's being shown so many dreams, to keep doing what she's doing. We communicate with her through her dreams. We would like her to share them when she's ready.
How do you want her to share them?
Videos. She's been guided to that, but she doubts herself. We have been calling to her to do this work, but she's very hesitant. She activates people.
And just going back a moment, for you saying, doing the videos about the dreams, why do you want her to do videos about the dreams? What's the bigger picture to this?
They're going to teach people to see how important they are, that we're all connected. She's not the only one having these dreams, and she knows that.
What is she scared of?
She's scared of herself. She's scared of getting rejected, like her father rejected her.
Well, she's already been through that.
She's worked through a lot of that.
Sounds like it'll be a nice test for her then.
That's right. There's many more tests. There was one we gave her the other day, and she's doing very well in digesting that.
Awesome. Cool.
She knows she's got to trust herself. There are going to be many obstacles in front of her, and she's strong, and she will get through them. And she has to bring herself to her. She's the only one that can do this work, no one else.
Totally.
No one can do this for her. She's not there to fix anyone else. She's there to teach. There's going to be people that want to steer her off her track. She's guided, and don't feel guilty when you step away from people, because we're protecting her. A lot has happened in other lifetimes as well that causes her doubt. But she's worked through a lot of that too. She just needs to keep doing what she's doing. Focus on herself.
Just keep walking the path sort of thing.
Riding the wave.
Riding the wave.
We're giving her the synchronicities and she's following them. That's all she needs to do is trust.
She seems like she's in a pretty happy place in her life.
She's very happy. She just feels what other people feel. And she's learning to decipher that. That it's not hers, it's other people's energy.
Yeah.
She's very sensitive. Very, very sensitive soul. So she sees it from other people's perception. She doesn't have to walk in their shoes because she knows what they've been through.
She just has to understand.
She can feel it.
Totally. Now, what do you want to tell her about travelling?
Oh, she's going to have so much fun. She's going to have so much fun. We don't want her to know where she's heading. We want it to unfold as a beautiful surprise for her. She's on the right track. Just keep getting her list sorted. She's made a list. Just keep working through the list and she will get there. Just keep doing the steps that she needs to take. Selling her car, getting her passport for her son. It will all fall into place. She does not need to worry about what country she's going to. She will probably visit them all. There is a big journey ahead of her. And we want her to be pleasantly surprised along the way. She deserves it.
Like a surprise party sort of thing.
Yes, yes. And there's many souls that she's coming in contact with. And we're so excited for her to experience that. And we want her to have the element of surprise along the way too.
Super cool. Super cool.
So then it has its effect on her truly. And she chose that.
She wants to know, what will she be doing? Wherever she's going to, what will she be doing?
She will be holding conferences. She will probably be writing books. She's got a lot of teaching. She will definitely be doing Qhht. She will definitely be doing that type of work.
Uh-huh.
Dolores wants to work with her.
Awesome.
She's in awe of her. She sees herself in her.
There can be
She
a mutual
feels
respect.
it needs to go in a certain way. But this is the work that she needs to be doing. That's why Dolores is coming to her, and she knows that.
Mm-hmm.
She has to trust that she will be doing Dolores' work, nothing else, and she'll be living and breathing that. She'll be travelling, offering her service to people.
That's what Dolores did, really, as well.
Dolores is guiding her. And that's why we showed her the tree. That's why she's connected. It's the same connection that this Dolores Cannon had.
Mm.
To infinite knowledge.
And Dolores isn't a bad teacher.
She's an amazing teacher. And she wants to basically be very hard on her, and she wants to tell her to get her act together, stop doubting herself. And just step into it. Just sign up for my course and just do it.
She can be a bit blunt.
Just stop procrastinating. Stop it. Just do it. If she could, she'd be shaking me right now. Just do it. How many signs do you want? Just do it. So she expects me to book in in the next day.
Awesome. That's super cool. Super cool.
She's going to travel me with that. I'll be traveling, doing it. I don't need to worry about being in one place to be doing it.
Yeah, totally.
I'm going to be offering it to
worldwide. Like Dolores.
Yes. Speaking like Dolores Cannon did. Teaching people about themselves. We're all connected. And you have that power within yourself. You have source within yourself. If you're here on earth, you have source. And there is a main reason why you're here at the moment. So
Beautiful.
to be able to teach it with beauty, with laughter, bring the joy into it. Help people see the glass half full, not empty. Just with a simple shift of perception.
Totally, yeah. How do you feel like the collective is evolving?
Amazingly. We're going exactly where we need to be. People are coming and going as they need to be. We are evolving to where there's a lot of misinformation at the moment. A lot. People are so confused. They just need to trust. Trust within themselves. Humans need to know what's coming, and it's something we can't teach. You can only teach the feelings and the knowing within yourself. They're trying to find a saviour at the moment, and the only saviour is within themselves. And so she'll be bringing the trust back to them. She's going to activate people to trust who they are. Like you, John.
Just back them. They just have to back themselves.
Yes.
People are awesome.
And she's very proud of you, carrying her work on so honourably. It's just so you're inspiring people every day to see their truth. Dolores wants you to know how proud she is of you.
I'm very grateful for her, to her.
And she knows that. Your work is absolutely so unique. She meets you every day in your sessions and she joins you. She's amazed how you've honoured her in your life and you've incorporated her. She thinks you're awesome too.
This is gratitude, that's all.
She thinks you're awesome. She is so proud of you. She's like a mother. Just that she has all these children and she's so proud of them. She's so proud of her work that she done and how it's just so honourably being
shared.
Yes.
That's why we're all grateful for her. We're like the flock of sheep and she's the shepherd. She looks after us. Well, thank you.
She's guiding all the souls that were gravitated towards her. Yeah.
Can you tell me, so what's going on with Tamara's son?
Oh, he's amazing. He absolutely loves his mother. He chose her because he knew where she would be. He has cleared a lot himself and you have cleared a lot. You just need to keep being you. And he sees the transformation within you. There is nothing to worry about with your son. He's amazing. He is going to be working with you later on. So it's a little surprise, but we're not going to tell you anymore. But he's just keep doing what you're doing and you are transforming his world.
And he'll pick up on it naturally?
Yes. It will filter down. He chose you for a reason. A lot of children wanted to come through you. But it's him. There was a choice between him and your nephew, and he chose you. And your nephew come through your sister. They're pillars of light that are anchoring light on either side of Australia. They have a massive soul journey and you are helping your sister with her 4 children, the work you've done for her.
Can you tell me, she just wants confirmation, I think, about the miscarriages.
Oh, she knows why they happened. It transformed her life. Though there was 2 babies. Those babies were not meant to come through. There is a time they may, but it will be totally up to her. They may come in the future, but there are many souls that want to be birthed through her.
But it can be her choice.
That's her choice.
What about her partner and his family?
Oh, they're there to teach her. And she's learned so much from them. How to love herself, how to accept herself. He is a soul contract for her. She has been in many, many lifetimes with him.
Yeah.
Many lifetimes. And they generally choose to come together in every lifetime to help each other. The one in Egypt, they were together. And normally they will only have one son. That is the theme of her life. She has so much to give. She's there helping her nieces and nephews, all the children that come in contact with her. She helps. He helps, and they're doing this together. They have contracted to help each other through this lifetime. They woke up together, they saw the world as it painfully is 15 years ago, and they have walked this life, this journey together. So it wasn't meant to be as lonely.
Sharing the adventure.
Exactly. Even though they felt isolated in walking the journey together, it was to dissolve the codependencies that they had on each other, so that they could evolve to the actual beings that they were meant to be here at this time, and learnt everything, and now accumulate that knowledge and turn it into the wisdom. He has massive, massive missions in this life, and she's there to give him the confidence so that he can step into that and fulfill that. He will be speaking, he will be motivating people. They will be working together, and they will work beautifully together. But his family is there to teach her how to love herself and accept herself, no matter what she's done. Show her what true family is all about, to apply that to her family, as she was never shown that. But she planned to see it through another family, through his family. She planned that. There's a lot of jealousy in her family. She knows that, and she's only now not letting that affect her.
Good. Now, she wants to know if she's done a 20 and back.
Yes, she has. Yes, she has. She's in a very big mission with a secret space program where she's actually sharing the love. She's anchoring light codes here on this planet, which is actually trying to help sever the tentacles that has it's anchored into this earth, and she's here, but she's helping. It's a small mission, it's a small team. She's just being shown this. She used to be taken, but she was protected. She was never taken by anything of a lower frequency. It was always for her highest good. She was never injured. There are people trying to infiltrate her now, but she's always protected through this special program. It's with the Galactic Federation of Worlds. She's one of the top commanders. And she does it energetically. It is only just coming to her knowledge now. She knows it though. She can feel it in her bones. She completed her first mission, and she activated, and we are so proud of her. She completed it and fully successfully completed it. That was a trial for her. It was her granddad that woke her up out of her dream. She's got a big team of people that are protecting her, shielding her light, because it is very bright.
What does that team want her to know?
The team wants her to know how proud they are of her. And don't dim your light, because it is protected, it's cloaked. we cloak it so that she's invisible. It's one of her abilities. We showed her a dream where she was on a craft and she was fighting a mission, and she did have an invisibility suit on which shields her light, but she can still send it out. She's a very, very powerful being. It's the love that radiates from her heart center that activates star systems, planets, beings. She cares for different beings on these ships. She gives them the love that they need. Any species that have been lost off planet, that are found, that have been traumatized, she'll send them the healing. She just needs to send the healing to the ships, which sends the healing to the beings inside of that, and that propels her ship when she's on it. She's connected to source. Her consciousness drives whatever she's on. She's a warrior.
She's on missions.
She is. She's on many missions. These are not the first, and they will definitely not be the last.
Super cool. She can have fun going back to her Akashic records and having a look.
Very much so. She's had many lifetimes in the military. She's very connected to the military. There's a lot of lifetimes that we don't need to show her. There's a lot of trauma that she did bring through. She's alchemized that though.
Good.
So she doesn't need to see that. She doesn't need to relive that. She knows the pain and the trauma that happens on this planet and many other planets. She knows all the different species and whether they are vibrating at a higher or lower frequency. She can physically, as soon as she tunes in, she can feel and know what they've done.
Yeah.
There is nothing hidden in this universe, and definitely not hidden from her.
She can just happen.
Yes, just by connecting, and it's through the heart. She doesn't judge. She sends the love and the light. If she can't help, she moves on to where she's needed.
Awesome. Super cool. Now she's pretty drawn to Bali. Why?
That's where she needs to be. That is going to match her vibration right now and build her confidence. That is where we want her to be. That is why her heart is calling her there. It's to build her confidence, to stand in who she truly is, and not doubt herself one single bit. As we said, next year she will not recognise the person she is due to the energy of Bali. It is resonating with her like the tree. It is going to activate her.
Yeah, awesome.
Just by being there.
Super cool. Now,
she'll be heading to Greece. And that's all.
Beautiful. Greece is beautiful this time.
There's certain activations there that are going to give her the confidence and the ability to tune in.
She just wants to know, there's only a couple more questions down here. What's going to happen to the education system?
They need to be nurtured in what they love. Whatever that uniqueness is within themselves, that needs to be nurtured. There is a system there that wants to come in and is being created now that will take over that is going to offer children the ability to tap into who and what they are and actually be taught their spiritual gifts, how to grow their feelings connected to Source, trust themselves, not just do as I say and not as I do. They're going to have teachers that lead by example, smaller classrooms, individually based teaching. They don't need to be manipulated to think they need to socialise. They don't. They get the socialisation through their parents, through their relationships in their family. It is going to be massively transformed. This earth is still evolving and growing. We are growing with the earth. The earth is activating us to shift in our consciousness. As the earth activates, it activates the planets and the sun. As we rise our vibrations, it's having an effect on the sun to keep doing that for us. As above, so below. We are all connected. Everything is coming out. The truth will set everyone free. Of the prison that they've been in within their mind.
Yeah.
That society has created for them. It just is. It is not good. It is not bad. It just is. It's just a different frequency, a different vibration. Everything plays its bigger part and its bigger purpose. The more the consciousness wants to know, it's the ego wanting to control that reality for them. They're wanting to, the ego wants to come in and step in and control that reality, so then it doesn't shift to where
it's not comfortable.
That's right. And that's what we're breaking away from. That's what we're stepping out of. There's been so much control.
Through fear.
Through fear, yes. Keeping everyone in a fear-based mindset. Keeps them in a lower frequency, which feeds. That's how they get their energy.
That's right.
That's what keeps that source alive.
Keeps it going.
And it's only a representation of what's happening on the inside.
That's right. It's the perfect mirror. Now, that's full of questions there, so thank you so much for covering that. Now, she said that the body feels pretty good in there, apart from her jaw. So, do you mind just having a look in her jaw area and seeing what's going on in there?
Her jaw's dislocated.
What caused that?
It was a fall she had. She knows why that happened. She is correct. It pushed her jaw back in. It's dislocated. She will be able to heal that herself.
How? What do you want her to do?
Just keep doing energy work on it.
Is there stuck energy in there?
There is.
What's stuck in there?
We can help her with that.
Is there any emotions and that energy in there? Or is it
For
just
not
energy?
speaking her truth.
Okay.
The more she speaks her truth, the more it's going to loosen up. The less she doubts herself. It's the one last thing that's left. Other than that, her body is beautifully healthy. She knows exactly what she's doing.
She's done a good job, yeah.
She's done a great job.
So, all that energy in there for her, in her jaw there, what does she need to learn from it? What does she actually need to do?
Acceptance. Acceptance of herself, acceptance of what she's been through.
Not doubting herself?
Just not doubting herself.
Just speaking?
Speaking. Doing some chakra work on her throat will help her speak her truth. Her chakras are in balance. The more she can do on her throat, she's worked so much on her lower chakras. She's scared to open herself up. she's tired and exhausted of what she'd been through. She was so over the pain, she stored it there.
Just got stuck there.
It just got stuck.
What can you do for her now?
We can help to release that.
Awesome.
And we are clearing her throat chakra so she can start to speak her truth, truly and honestly, without holding back.
Is she actually feeling anything around that area?
Yes.
What is she feeling?
Hot. Sparks.
Super cool.
I feel my jaw just dropping. So they say relax and just trust.
But she's going to come right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. How's it going in there now?
Oh, it's clicking. Oh, it's heavy. Oh wow, it felt light and sparks.
Awesome.
It's really warm. My whole head and throat and neck is all warm and tingly, like pins and needles.
Super cool. Is there anything that she needs to be aware of after?
Nothing she needs to be aware of.
That's good. Super cool. How's she going to feel after this?
She's going to feel amazing. She'll be able to eat properly. She won't bite on her tongue anymore. It'll take the pressure off her ears. Even though she has healed a lot in her ears. She used to get perforated eardrums quite often.
Yeah. Because of the pressure of the jaw.
From the pressure, yes. And she is, with her energy work, she manages to keep that at bay.
Super cool. Thank you so much for doing that for her. That's all the questions, and thank you so much for doing that. Do you feel like there's anything else that you feel is important for her to know at this present time?
Not at this present time. It'll all unfold to her as a beautiful little gift. Little pockets of gifts along her journey. And we want them to have that element of surprise for her. So she can be pleasantly surprised now, not disappointed. We need her to trust in that.
Yeah.
The more gifts that will unfold, the more she'll trust that it's not going to come unstuck.
Yeah. Now she seems pretty connected to you and her team up there. Is there any way that you want her to be more connected, or?
She needs to do the Qhht course.
Yeah. She'll love that.
That is going to connect her and teach her, give her the confidence within herself and not doubt herself. It gives her structure so that it has something that she can focus on. She needs that focus and structure in her life.
Yeah.
And Dolores kept pulling her back, that's where she needed to be. That is why she hasn't been contacted by the Reiki Master to do her Reiki Master's course. She doesn't need to do that. She's learned everything. She's a master at Reiki, and she has to trust herself with that. She doesn't need training. We want her to learn these techniques to be able to help others and travel the world and take it to the best. She wanted to connect. She'll be having sessions all over the world.
And having fun.
Yes.
It's always
She'll
fun.
have the space to be able to do it in every country, in every city she goes to.
Totally.
And we will provide that for her, and we'll lead her to where she needs to be, which country is next.
Awesome. She just needs to follow the path.
Yes. She's got to take it one step at a time.
Yeah.
One step at a time.
Mm-hmm. Totally. And she doesn't have to stress out too much. Just have
fun. Just have fun and enjoy the process. She deserves it. It's going to feel so transformed from what she's used to in her life. But that's how she's going to help people.
Yeah. Totally.
She's a living example of how you can transform yourself. And it's up to you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you.
Is there one last parting message that you want to give to her?
She's amazing. And just keep shining her light.
Totally. Thank you so much.
Thank you.